remember when you're at school and you've just started a new term, you've got a new pencil case, you've got a matching ruler, pencils, you've got a new sharpener, and you've got a whole new set of brand new colouring pencils. Now, I have like slight ADD as part of being dyspraxic and everything, so I used to make sure that every pencil was facing the right way with the point at this end and the flat end here, and they would all be sharpened so that when I went to colour them next, they wouldn't be blunt, and I would have to spend ages to, walk over to the bin, sharpen it, come back, and yeah. But then there's always that boy who sat next to you who's all like, "Oh hey Crystal, those are some really nice pencils. Can I borrow some?" No, they're my pencils. Crystal doesn't share. And then of course they're all, Miss, Crystal won't share her pencils. And then the teacher comes all over like, "Crystal, sharing is caring. Share your pencils with the boy sat next to you." So I'm just sat there kind of like, shit, fine. But the most annoying thing is, it's not the fact that you're sharing pencils, it's that when they bring them back, they're blunt, and they put them back into a pencil case the wrong way round. Now, I don't know about you, but that is so annoying. You've just spent ages putting them all in the right order, and they've put them in the wrong way round. That is just, there's a line, and they just stepped over it. They have just stepped over that line. That is not, go home. If you had gel pens, everyone would automatically become your best friend. Now, I had gel pens, so I was the cool kid for a while. I had multicolored gel pens, so you write and it changes color. I had the glittery ones, I had the neon ones, I had the whole set. But seriously, if you had gel pens, you were the bee's knees. Everyone would come to you "Oh hey, can I borrow a pen?" You'd be like, "Yeah, sure." That's the only thing you'd kind of share, because otherwise it's different to sharing pencils, because pencils go missing, whereas gel pens, you're cool, so it's cool to share those kind of things. I don't know, I can't remember where that was, but you were the cool kid, you were the bee's knees. One thing I hated so much about school was PE. And as I grew up in Scotland for primary school and stuff, everyone had to know how to play football. If you didn't know how to play football, you were shunned. Parents would be disappointed if you couldn't, well, they wouldn't, but it's if your kid couldn't play football, it was kind of, you probably wouldn't tell many people about it. But we used to have these people that used to come in from football teams, and they would come in, and if it was raining, if it was really cold, you would be out there playing football. And I was the kid who couldn't play football. I couldn't play football to save my life. I was the kid that would run up to a ball, go to kick it, skim the top of it with my foot, fall over, land on the ball, roll backwards into mud. Everyone would see, it would be the funniest thing of the century, and I would have to hide my face in shame because I couldn't play football. And in fact, because of my dyspraxia, I was no good at any sport whatsoever. I couldn't hit things with a bat, I couldn't throw things in the right direction. Do you remember when you used to have those hula hoops and you had to throw a beanbag into them? I could not do that. I would try so hard to aim for that little hoop, and I would aim for it and it would go all the way over there, and I would hit Johnny or Sarah or whoever it is in the head, and they would not like me very much if that happened. I was also that kid who would celebrate so much if I managed to get something, like when you're playing basketball and you're there for ages, missed again, oh, wrong direction, didn't even get anywhere near, and if I did eventually get it for the, I would celebrate so much. I'd be like, woohoo, yes! But that would rarely ever happen. So when that did happen, everyone would just look at me and be like, she's an idiot. Carry on. One of the many villages that I lived in used to have a river going through it called the River Nith. and the water would go out at different times during the day, and we'd all go down and we'd play in the mud, and we used to do this thing where we used to see how long we could stand there and wiggle around until we had to actually leave and get out. Bearing in mind that this was quicksand, and even though we've all been told these stories about how people had to be rescued by the rescue team and how dangerous it was, for some reason we still found it really fun. I guess it was just this kind of daredevil thing with kids. It's what kids do. And I remember one day, my brother and I and a friend, we all went down and we were just playing in the mud and just doing what kids do, getting completely just really dirty clothes, just completely smothered in mud. The kind of thing your mum would absolutely murder you for. And so we all came back home, and my mum wouldn't let any of us in the house. She actually stood at the top in my brother's room and poured buckets of water over my brother. Luckily, I managed to run through the house and get to the bathroom before my mum even knew about it. I wasn't as muddy because I was the kind of kid who was like, oh, it's cold, it's dirty, ooh. So, so yeah, that was always great fun, you know, playing in mud, kind of things kids do. One of the other schools I went to had this nursery that was all fenced off, and it was in the playground, but it had burnt down at some point, quite a while ago from when I'd been there, I think. And we used to go there, and we used to like climb up on the fence, and we used to like look in the windows and kind of pretend to see if we could see the grey lady, as she was called. But yeah, we used to climb over the fence and see if we could see in there and see the grey lady, and it said that she was staring at people and making their fate and saying how they were going to die and all that stuff like that. Completely crazy. And of course, everyone used to believe it when someone said, oh, I saw her today. She said your name. And it was just great fun. And that was the same school where in the younger years, but there used to be a slope like that, so it would go down like that, and then the school would be there. And the snow used to build up. And one year we made tunnels through that bit, which was all great fun until the janitor decided to come along and mush it all up because apparently it was a safety hazard, which I'm sure it was, but we're kids, we don't care. But yeah, that was fun until it was ruined by the janitor, and then it wasn't fun. And then we were told we weren't allowed to throw snowballs because that was also a safety hazard because it can hurt people if you mush it up too much. It turns worse and it's really hard and hit someone in the head and get a concussion and they can die.